Welcome back to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. I'm your host, Juan Luis Torres Jr., and today I have my wonderful cousin, Danny, a.k.a. Arborical. How do you say it?
I've since changed it.
Aw.
I think it's Iliad Major, but I think it's still Arborical on Instagram, so you can put my little handle in whenever
Yes,
you
sir.
get the chance.
Yes, sir, I definitely will. I didn't know how to... I swear, I was looking for it earlier to try to message you, and I even wrote it right here wrong, because there's an R between the A and the B.
Yeah, it's like a play on arborist, which just means like tree.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
I was in like 6th grade, or I was in like 9th grade, and I was like, this is cool.
Just found a new
it's
word
just
nobody knows.
You know, I got a good vocabulary.
There's this one guy on TikTok that I listen to. He just brings up like new words that don't really exist, or it's like, I can pull it up, but it just says like obscure words to explain like obscure emotions and shit like that.
Okay.
And most of them are like words that don't really like exist. Like they're kind of like coined by authors in their books.
Oh, really?
Like most of them are from this one author named John Croning. I think is what it is, John Croning.
Okay.
And he has like a whole bunch of different words. Like there's this one word called exulances. Exulances, right? It sounds nice, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting word.
But
it's
it
not
just
real though.
yeah, it's like he made that word in his book, and he made the meaning of it. So it is kind of a real word. Like it does have a real like new meaning to it, but it's not like a Webster's like an actual, you know.
Okay, yeah, it's
but
not
that
like an
word,
Oxford dictionary.
yeah, and that word exulances just means the feeling of like feeling so much and not being able to put it into words.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's the feeling of exulances.
So like another word for like overwhelmed. So my wife, her friend Amy, I don't know if she invented this word. I don't think she did, but they use a name. It's a name for something that's like overplayed, to my best understanding, or something that's basic, or incredibly just like. I don't want to say like I don't know. Anyway,
It's like fetch.
Sort of, yeah. It's like fetch, but it's actually
Opposite of fetch.
So they say chuggy.
I've heard of that.
You've heard
I've
chuggy.
head chuggy. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
it's
so-
like cringy in
I
a
guess.
different way. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like, imagine a girl wearing like Uggs, yoga shorts, and like a big Yale hoodie or crew
Yeah.
neck. That's chuggy.
Chuggy as fuck.
It's just like basic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a cool word I like to use.
That
but
is a
I
cool
still
word.
use it wrong.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that is a cool word. Shit, I really wanted to talk to you about. Okay, so just to give a little bit more about your background, you're a film director. You work with a lot of. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I started in so I work on films, so I write and direct, and mostly writing and directing. But I started in high school. Originally, I was in photojournalism for about 2 years, and then my friend Eric was like, "Hey, you should stop doing that and then join this audio video class for our school." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I started that. And then ended up falling in love with it. I helped write a script and like act in a little short film for my high school. Ended up going to South by Southwest.
That was your first film. What was that one?
It's called Cliche. So what it was is essentially we made a goof or a spin on every movie cliche known to man. So there's like a dramatic scene with a doctor in scrubs and he has a cigarette in his hand and he's just like, we're going to lose this patient, or, just stuff that's overly dramatic, like, Twilight movies and things like that. Or, the jock with the cute girl from high school, just stuff like that.
The nerd winning the jock. Yeah,
Sure,
cliche.
yeah.
The cliche
So we
storylines.
ended up like winning an entry to go as, high school film students to South by Southwest, and our short film premiered amongst other short films around Texas, and it was a pretty cool experience. And I was just kind of like, okay, I think this is something that I want to do for my future. So I was really excited to do that. I continued doing that, and then I met my best friend Christian at my wife's graduation. And then, we met briefly, and then a year went by, and I was like, hey, let's go to Whataburger and talk movies. Cause I hear you like to do movies too. So we went to Whataburger and had like a 4-hour conversation pretty much, over some patty melts about, film, what we want to do, things like that.
And this was one of the first times you guys actually met each other, or?
So that was like my second time meeting him.
Yeah. Okay.
I just kind of hit him up on Instagram, I think, or Twitter. And was just like, hey, let's do this and let's chat. So that was in 2015, and he's been my best friend ever since. He was my best man at my wedding.
Wow.
And we've worked on 3 features. Well, we're working on our 3rd feature right now. Yeah, dude, it's just, you know, a great team. Him and my other friend Harrison Broker Brothers. Yeah, they're 2 of the smartest people I've ever, you know, had the opportunity to work with, and it's really cool, man. It's really exciting to like see that other people are just as passionate as you, and yeah. So I'm just working on that stuff right now. Also working a full-time job. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You know, you got to hustle, make that money.
For sure. Yeah, that's what we were talking about in my last podcast.
Yeah,
For sure.
So we do like, you know, and then I also do like real estate stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Just whatever I can get my hands on.
For sure.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to like get opportunities when they arise, and if it works on my schedule, I go. For example, like I shot I was, you know, helping with a Rich the Kid music video, and you know, just some other stuff. It's super cool just to be involved. And some other, you know, I did something in Hollywood that I'm not really. I signed an NDA, so I can't really talk about who it was.
Okay.
But I just flew back. I just got back a couple, like maybe 4 weeks ago, from this like 4-day trip in LA, and got to work with a really high profile, you know, actor, and it was just super cool.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to like meet someone famous, and then it's not, you know, I wasn't there like starstruck. I was just like, damn, this guy's he's working.
Yeah, he's an actual person.
It's funny. He's hilarious, super courteous, super professional. And yeah, just an all around like cool guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a picture, but I didn't want to be.
Yeah, I really want to ask you who you was.
I'll tell you off the pod.
Yeah, right. That's dope. That's awesome. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, you know, just following your dream, and then like you're saying, finding people that share your passion, your level of passion in the same way, or in the same direction, and you know, just hopping in that direction and seeing where it takes you. That's amazing. I feel like that's like one of the most beautiful things in life that you could do.
Yeah.
Just follow your dream, and then, you know, really like not with no like precaution or anything, but you know, like you set out and you know, full steam ahead, basically, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just it can be really stressful, you know, to balance like work and, you know, a family, dealing with, you know, not dealing with, but, you know, having, you know, a spouse, and we just got a dog. We just moved. We had, you know, we're going on vacation in about 2 weeks, and, you know, it's a lot to balance, you know, trying to write a script with my buddies. You know, it's just a lot. It's a lot of, you know, hard work, but, you know, I want to make movies, man.
Yeah,
I think this is what it takes, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, losing a couple hours of sleep,
Fuck yeah.
you know, to be, you know, hopefully making features in the next couple years, selling my feature ideas to, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, you know, it'd be awesome to do that. And I definitely think I have a pretty good, solid team around me, and I'm just ready for it, man. I'm just ready to get like someone to just read my script and be like, yo, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I just want that green light. That's
hell
all I need.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's dope. That's really awesome, bro. For real, seriously. You know, just man, that is fucking dope. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, just when you find something that you love, you know, you like. I mean, of course, it's always cliche, like, you know, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I definitely feel that same thing. You know, there's a lot of shit that goes into editing this podcast, but it's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll do what I have to do in order to make this a thing, you know? And that's, I don't know, it's just, you know, when you find something you love, that's the most freeing experience, to be able to actually, you know, live your life in that direction, you know? Because not everybody gets to do that. Not everybody gets to, or even wants to, you know what I'm saying? And to take control of your life.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, you gotta just start working, and, you know, that just kind of takes a hold, and some people are afraid to pursue their passion, and, you know, I've definitely felt that before. I've been in a situation where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do film anymore. It's just too much to handle with life. Yeah. But, you know, it's just a lot of fun to create worlds and stories. Told you that was gonna happen.
Fuck it.
It's all good. It's just, you know, it's a cool thing to just, you know, create, just write stuff, man, and then make up characters. Like right now I'm working on a feature about 2 brothers that essentially hire a film student to you know, follow them around town and see what they're getting into, and we're getting towards the climax of the film, and you know, I was actually discussing with my friend earlier, Christian, you know, well, how do we want to end this movie? Do we want to do A, B, or C? And it's just a lot of back and forth and a lot of collaborating, and that's like my favorite part about this, is just collaborating with other super intelligent, talented people. And yeah, dude, it's just like a lot of fun. I fucking love film shit.
Filming, film. I talked about last time on my podcast is that art in really any medium. I love life, and art imitates life, and art in any medium is, to me, is just beautiful, and I think we need to just really appreciate it more for what it is, because a lot of things just go way over people's heads, and I feel like, especially, I made this point last time on my podcast that just like since COVID, I feel like the world is just a different place, and I feel like art and things that come out after, like since then, it's just been like completely different to me in a way. It holds a little bit of different weight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, like, I feel like people probably, in my last podcast as well, like, I just talked to, this girl, Leslie. She said that, and I was telling her that my friend Yuli is just like, he has a feeling of like, I don't really watch movies, and I feel like that's like a big, I feel like a lot of people don't really like feel that like love for movies, like as or as much as like before, whenever like our parents' generation, because like how amazing it was and like new it was for them, like everything coming out was like cutting edge and shit like that, and then like for us it's just kind of like taken for granted.
I mean, it's kind of scary. There's just not a lot of good stuff out there, and that's why I think it's important for people to collaborate and come up with new ideas, fresh ideas. No one's, this is not a new thing, but like A24 has been coming out with some bangers these last couple of years. Yeah. And, Minari is one of them. Midsummer, obviously.
You said Minari? I never heard of that.
Minari, yeah. So it's about like a Korean family that moves to America and goes through hardships. And it's a really emotional movie. And actually, that came out during COVID. Oh, and I think, I really loved it. I had to watch it at home, obviously, because, COVID. But anyway, A24 is just coming out with some awesome stuff, and it's really like recharging the industry a little bit, because a lot of stuff that's coming out that's a little Hollywood, like Fast and the Furious, Marvel movies, things like that. They're awesome and they're super cool, and I appreciate what they are and what they can be.
They have their place.
And sometimes I think they're boring. Like another Marvel movie. Like I was super happy to watch that new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but I got emotional watching it, because I'm like, wow, I got to see these characters growing up, and to see them all, whatever. I'm gonna spoil it.
I think now is a good. I think it's fine, enough time whatever, now. Enough time's passed.
I think it was amazing to see like all three Spider-Mans come together and like web sling. And if you're super into it, you can tell like Peter Parker, like from Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, he web slings with like both hands, versus Andrew Garfield and I can't remember the other guy. Tom Holland. They use one at a time because they don't want to use all their webs up. There's just super small details,
little nuance details like that.
Wow, they're fighting Green Goblin, who's arguably the best villain in Marvel. So that actually inspired me, and I was really happy to watch it, and it was a dope movie. But movies can kind of suck these days, but it's up to people like me, people like my buddy Christian, my buddy Harrison. They got some killer ideas, and it's just gonna take some time, but you just got to get in there, and you gotta just rub shoulders and meet the right people. It's really all about who you know. I mean, truly. Really, that's all it's about.
Yeah, well, I mean, certain things don't get done without funding. Nothing gets done without funding, so you have to know somebody to give you the funding.
You gotta find someone with money, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody has to have the most money and be like, I want to just spend money. Like, that's really all it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously.
Well, that's what entrepreneurship is, right? Just putting money into things that need money.
I'm gonna pump money into this thing, and I want it to do X, Y, and Z. You just gotta find the right people. There's people in Houston, but
hell yeah, no, of course,
Well, it's hard to come by. I was on another film I wrote with my buddy Christian Alter. We've raised money and got enough money to make a short film that we released silently. But we have like a 90-page script that we have it in the vault, and then we have like another one, and then we're working on a third to pitch to a distribution center or whatever, and just try to say, hey, I didn't write just one feature. I've written 3. I've made 3 short films with X amount of budget, and I did, this with this much money. Let us make one feature or whatever, right? So That's really what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
shout out to Christian and Harrison because they know way more about that stuff than I do, and I just like come up with the ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, they do as well, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that they're there.
It definitely seems like a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
And, well, just go back a little bit. That's the beauty of movie and movie magic. You can really bring things that would never be able to be real to reality. And that's a beautiful, amazing thing. It literally is like like a superpower. Like and in the right hands, it can be a life changing moment.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's the thing that. Yeah, just like I'm saying, you can bring things that would never be real into reality and to the most realistic point. And yeah, people need that. People need that inspiration, that imagination, and things just to know. Well, the limitations of life, and you have to know what's past it, and it just fills people with joy. That's and amazement. And that's a beautiful thing. And I definitely wanted to talk to you about A24. Like you said, that they've been coming out with some of the best stuff in the past like 5 years, and Didn't they have like they were shooting something with Travis Scott, right?
I think so. I'm not.
And then all that shit happened.
I mean, yeah, everything with Astroworld happened, unfortunately. But I don't know. I mean, he's coming back to Coachella, so we'll see if it revives. But I don't know if A24 wants to put their hands on that.
Yeah,
it's a liability right now.
No,
so,
you definitely right. Yeah.
But I think they're coming out with what's his new album called? Euphoria or something?
Utopia.
Utopia.
Yeah.
They had billboards in Coachella, like on the way to Coachella, like, saying Utopia is here, don't turn around or whatever. So he might come out with an album. He might do something with A24, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
I think he's going to drop an album soon, but I don't think he's going to do that A24 shit. It definitely probably is too big of a liability for them because that's fucking crazy. Because I mean...
I just don't know what it would have been about.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was called, if I'm not mistaken... Don't judge me because I didn't name it, but I think it was called Red Rocket.
Oh yeah, they shot that in Houston or in Pasadena.
Right, I think that's what it was called, but I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I didn't see anything.
That's not Travis Scott's thing.
No.
Red Rocket is about a ex. I mean, from what I haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much about like a guy who was in porn and who like kind of lost it and then moved back home and then has a relationship with some girl and it's like about that journey, I guess. But no, that's Red Rocket. Like that movie has been made.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think it was like Jack Boys or something. I don't know what Travis Scott honestly was working on.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw I just saw like the little banner before Astroworld.
Yeah, like a script.
It was like a 4-day thing. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't really keep up with Travis Scott, but I like his music.
Yeah.
Hopefully he learned his lesson, but he'll never do another Astroworld. That's for sure.
That's what's so fucking crazy, bro. Because
it's not gonna happen again.
I mean, it's a very inflammatory topic, to talk about because a lot of people want to point fingers and say that these people are to blame, this person's to blame.
Yeah.
I think the blame goes in a lot of different directions, and it's just unfortunate, because my personal opinion, and I hope I don't come off as insensitive because it's not. I don't think it's insensitive. Like, of course, rest in peace to all the people that died there. That's a horrific incident, of course, and that nobody wants that to happen.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think that he was just trying to put on the best show that he could for his fans. And he did. I believe that he did. And it's just like, after a certain point, it is irresponsible. It did definitely become irresponsible after a certain point because you don't have the facilities. What's that guy's name?
I don't think you have the facilities.
The facilities for that, big man.
Yeah.
He didn't have the.
Yeah.
I heard some crazy statistics that it was like one cop to like 1,000 people or some shit like that, like ridiculous shit. So there's no way that they were gonna have the reins on that completely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Travis Scott likes to put on this rager persona.
That is his brand.
That's his brand. But it's a lot. There's a lot going on with that. I mean, I really can't. I wasn't there, but I lived across the street. I moved recently, but. We
literally right here, right now.
Yeah, we're right down the street from where it happened. But I was there. Me and Giovanna were watching like a movie at home, and we heard helicopters. And then my coworker, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, like, are you at Astroworld? Like, what's going on?" He's like, "Bro, there's people dying. Whatever." But yeah, man, I don't know. There's just a lot to look at. I mean, this happened a couple weeks before Travis Scott even had Astroworld with Playboi Carti. people were breaking into into that like little venue at Energy Park.
That's what's so crazy. That was one part that kind of like threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that like, you know, I mean, I guess for me, in my personal opinion, I would have thought that like Playboi Carti fans would have been like way more like crazier than.
I mean, they broke in. They didn't even go through security.
I think it's just pure numbers though at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that the numbers are definitely what, you know, it was.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was that many people at the Carti concert.
But he wasn't even there. That's the thing. Like he wasn't even in Texas yet.
Who? What?
Playboi Carti for that show.
What do you mean? Like he was?
He hadn't even gotten.
He was gonna be at Astro World.
No. I'm talking about he was gonna have a show.
Oh yeah,
a whole lot of Red tour or whatever.
I remember that.
He wasn't there yet. Like he wasn't even in Texas.
People were like outside of the shit, just moshing and shit.
My friend Christian, he actually flew from Los Angeles, where he lives right now.
Yeah.
To Houston to watch it, and you know, it just didn't happen. And he was just like, "Can you come pick me up?" And I was like, "I guess." But yeah, I mean, it's really just for them. I think you know, Playboi Carti fans can be, you know, a little rowdy to say the least.
Well, I just think just because like the energy of this last album, the energy of Playboi Carti's last album,
Whole Lot of Red,
bro.
When the Ben's outside a little bit, you better be ready. I mean, Giovanna hates it, but I think it's cool. I listened to it initially and I was like, I don't know about this, and then I tried it again, and I was like, "Dang, this is actually pretty fire."
This is I mean,
revolutionary.
I think so too. I mean, I think whenever you stick to what's like good, what's known, you know, like I feel like a lot of people did that this year. Like Don Toliver's album, I feel like he really stuck to what he knows, and you know, executed a good album, like a solid album. I really like. No, not Heaven and Hell. Life of a Dawn. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, I think I have. Yeah. Life of a Dawn.
I like that one a lot. You know, and probably for that reason, like that he didn't try to do anything too extra. He didn't go anywhere like outside of, you know, push the boundaries or anything. He just like did what he's good at, and he made a solid album. But for Carti, you know, I mean, like it's almost like every couple years, you know, he reinvents himself, and that's. At first, you know, of course it's just like with Yeezus, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was the best album Kanye's ever made.
And that was real polarizing. Yeah, right? Like, for some people, it's the best album he's ever made. I
remember where I was when I first heard Black Skinhead. You know, I was just like, saw a live stream and I was like, whoa, what is he doing? This is crazy. Yeah. And then, you know, I mean, Kanye is arguably, you know, one of the best musicians of our generation. I mean, I would say he is, like, hands down, the best. A lot of people, I mean, especially recently, what's going on with him and Skeet Davidson and, you know, Kim Kardashian. It's unfortunate, but, you know, I don't know. I think it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they do want to like discredit his genius and shit right now, and I don't think you can. I don't think anybody like really can. Yeah. You know, at this point, I think he just has too many examples of his genius to be able to you know, to dismiss.
Did you see the Ye documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, well, I mean, I watched
with
3 episodes.
Cootie,
yeah.
Little did I know. I mean, seriously, dude, it was crazy. Like, it's, I don't know. I didn't appreciate how he portrayed him in the last episode.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't watch to the last.
Dude, he like completely makes Kanye look like a psychopath, and it's unfortunate, you know, because it's weird, because, you know, as a man, it's so stupid to say that because I don't talk like that. But like, as a man, as men, we're expected to be like, you know, strong and not shed a tear when things happen. It's always like, hey, be a man. Yeah. I don't think people are really like understanding the fact that like Kanye is going through a crazy episode, and I mean, the guy needs help, and people think it's a joke and think it's funny. I mean, it is funny sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's pretty scary to just see like this guy who's turned himself from, you know, kid with a backpack and a polo shirt to, you know, head of Yeezy, and I think he just stepped down, but like, you know, he just does all this craziness. He, you know, married one of the, you know, hottest, you know, celebrities in Hollywood, Kim Kardashian. He's had like 3 kids with her or whatever, but he's done a lot, and I think people need to fucking remember that. Yeah, he definitely. Like, don't forget like who he is.
Yeah, for sure. Because I don't know, it all gets lost in the you know the
damn metaverse.
Yeah, it gets lost in the, you know, the glamour and things like that. His genius gets lost in the in the optics, you know what I mean? And it is unfortunate because, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm a Gemini, so, you know, I kind of, not that I like, I definitely don't sympathize 100% with what Kanye's saying. I definitely feel like at some points he's like just off the wall and just like spewing, you know, just literally just spewing. And I mean, we have, I talked about this before, I think it was on the podcast, I think, but, you know, it was just about feelings, like, you know, like you're saying as men, but, you know, as people in general, just, you know, feelings are like the most real thing, you know, in the moment, whenever you feel those feelings, it's like the most real thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, you can feel like, you're speaking your truth, you're saying this and that, whatever, but it's just like, I don't know, I think it just depends on like the method in which you go about it, because the way that Kanye is going about everything is just like, it just seems for show, and I don't know, man, like,
I mean, he's done it before. I can see that. I can understand that.
yeah, I don't know, it just seems, because I love Kanye, you know, I love Kanye as an artist, like you're saying, of course, as you know, and I'm a Gemini. I feel like I have a deeper connection to him for some fucking stupid reason, you know. But all right. So I was talking to you about Flagrant 2 earlier, and you said you know who Andrew Schultz is, though, right?
Yeah, I know who Andrew Schultz is.
So that's his podcast. He has a couple podcasts.
Okay, yeah. Is it with that Indian guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Akash.
Yeah.
Their shit is amazing. Their shit is hilarious, and they just came out with the episode yesterday that was beautiful, and I think it just really needed to. It's something that needs to be talked about. With their podcast, it's called Flagrant 2, and you know what a Flagrant 2 foul is in basketball. It's like your intention.
I know what it is, but you know, just so because they probably don't
know. Oh yeah, so they don't. Yeah, so that they. So a Flagrant 2 foul in basketball is whenever it's like you're intentionally trying to hurt that person.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like going for the head. You know, not going for the ball. You know, it's clear
like trying to assault another player.
Yeah, trying to physically hurt another player. You know what I'm saying? So and what their podcast started as a sports podcast.
Oh,
and
really?
Then and then it eventually, that's why it's called Flagrant 2, and then it eventually grew to what it is now.
Oh, okay.
And now they're just like, they're comedians, so they fucking, they go off the wall, and their like main purpose is just like to like offend people, or like to like speak their mind, and like not be like, you know, not be filtered or anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what comedy is.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's their job as comedians, you know, and and
push
they
the
do
boundary.
Yeah, and they do an amazing job. He's a big inspiration to me. Andrew Schultz is a big inspiration to me in this podcast, but you know, I'm not a comedian. I mean, you know, maybe
you're funny looking, but you're not funny.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but fucking, you know, I don't always want to be like a character. I don't always want to be like not taken seriously. You know, I don't.
Yeah,
but I don't think that that's like what happens with them. I'm not saying that that's what happens with them, because they definitely are like insightful and they're smart and they know what they're talking about.
It's really impressive, you know, comedy, like a comedian.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they can remember an hour of material and like know when to stop, know when to start. It's really impressive stuff.
Yeah.
I really wish I had that. You know, whatever they have, like Tom Segura, Chris D'Elia, you know, those are my two favorite comedians. Tom Segura mainly, but you know, it's just
why not Chris D'Elia? Is it because?
No, I mean, I like Chris. Actually, I saw him at the Improv in Hollywood when I went to go visit, and you know, it's just he's funnier on his podcast. If I'm being honest.
You're talking about Chris?
Yeah, so he has a podcast called Congrats. Congratulations.
It's just the one with him and the screen, or
yeah,
what?
He's just talking to a screen into the camera, and you know, he just has really weird takes. Like, 'cause it's funny that you bring up like a character.
Yeah.
He plays almost like a character on stage.
Yeah.
Like snobby.
For
like,
sure.
You know he does that. But in real life, as a human being, he's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And Tom Segura is the same way. Like, I'm actually going to go see him in a couple months in Austin.
Dope.
I'm taking Giovanna. She's never, like, seen him live, and neither have I, but I know who he is.
Have you been to, like, a comedy show? Or has she
we've gone to see Chris D'Elia twice.
Oh, okay, dope.
Yeah, so I've seen D'Elia 3 times already.
Dope, damn, crazy. Yeah.
So, I mean, but like I said, his comedy is okay. Him as a human is way better.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Andrew Schultz, man, his shit is just, just comedians in general, like you said, that is their job to push the boundaries, you know, and especially whenever you're educated and you know which boundaries to push, and you know, just how to push those boundaries, you know what I mean? Like, because not everybody can, you know, not everybody, you know, you're just going to lose credibility if you go up there trying to make somebody look stupid and you don't know what you're talking about, you know what I mean? And so these guys do a really good job of knowing what they're talking about, and, you know, having the you know, just like science and just facts, having all their shit in order so that they, you know, can't be fucked with, basically. And yesterday they had an episode about China, and I just wanted to talk to you about China. Like, I don't know if you know, China's fucking fucked right now. It's fucking crazy. But they're talking.
China's doing a great job.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, fuck.
I don't really.
I love. I love them.
Yeah. I don't keep up with like politics that much. It's just too frustrating.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah.
No,
what about China?
But that's a big. I mean, that's a huge thing with people. I think, you know, things happen every day.
Mm-hmm.
Things literally change every day. And, you know, normal people like me and you that, you know, go to work. You know, we work regular jobs. Like, we don't have. I mean, I feel it's just different because I feel like, you know, this is what I want to do with my life. You know, this is what I want my job to do. So I feel like I do that just like instinctually, you know what I'm saying, second nature, because I want, you know what I'm saying, like I keep up with things.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the regular person that doesn't, you know, that doesn't keep up with things, like shit just comes and goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important to have somebody, you know, to, you know, that you get your news from, that's a stable, you know, reliable source and that isn't biased, and, you know, that can really explain to you though, like what's going on in not in like great detail, but just like to where you understand, you know, like of the social climate of the world right now, you know. And it's pretty wild because honestly, like a couple years ago, like I didn't know anything about like the right and the left. Like I didn't know what those terms even meant at all.
Yeah.
I try to stay up to, it's because, I just feel like politics, and I know that, you know, you make a good point that like like I'm saying about normal people, you don't have the time to process this information that's coming at them every day. But politics is really about the things that affect your life every single day, you know, and really do affect change in places, you know. And with China, it's fucking it's wild, you know. And a lot of this stuff just gets like brushed under the rug because, you know, time doesn't stop, you know. And especially, you know, with money, like that's what the main problem is. It's all money, you know. It's all greed, and, you know, we turn a blind eye to a lot of things China does just because they have that market. You know? It's almost double our market. There's so many people in China, and over there overseas, that it's just not lucrative to fuck with them, you know, and, you know, they're also entrenched in our like stock market as well, you know. So they have businesses. Yeah. We outsource companies and stuff, we know. So they're inside of our stock market. So they also have, you know, incentive to not fuck with us, you know. But
yeah, China actually runs a lot of stuff in Hollywood, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, China pretty much invests the most, like Chinese businesses. Okay. From what I've heard, like John Cena.
Yeah.
You know, he speaks Mandarin, like fluent Mandarin.
Well, that's another point that you know, that comes back to like us turning a blind eye and really like kneeling before China, because so for that example, that was John Cena was speaking in Mandarin because he had to apologize to China because he acknowledged Taiwan as a country, and they don't acknowledge Taiwan as a country. Yeah. It's like the same thing as like.
Shit, I'd apologize too if I was getting my checks from China.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, you know, like, but it's the same thing as like Palestine and Israel, you know, like they don't recognize them they don't acknowledge like their right to exist, basically. And yeah, he said that Taiwan was a country, and he had to apologize in Mandarin to the Chinese people to say, I'm sorry that I called them a country. Like, that's so
scary.
To quote Andrew Schultz, that's cuck-ish.
Cuckish.
That's cuckish shit.
I mean, dude, it's fucking
I mean,
wild.
it is, but it's not like you're saying, you know, when your bag is going to get cut literally in half, or like you're going to get a third of your bag that you would get. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, China is a scary place.
It is a very scary place, you know.
So I'm glad I'm not there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, you know,
to be an American.
Yeah. And that's a big thing that I want to change, you know, with this podcast is, you know, that narrative. You know, I just feel like there's not a big like sense of patriotism, you know, or feeling like grateful for living in America, you know, like, cause we're both second generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're both second generation, and, you know, our parents grew up here. So we're really like entrenched into the American society. And, you know, like, so we are Americans no matter what, you know, our parents were American. They were born in America, you know, so, you know, we are Americans, and this is our country. And, you know, I'm Hispanic as well, you know, so I definitely have that Mexican pride as well. But, you know, I think it's just time to put energy into, you know, to the youth, the next generation coming up. I think that it's just time to change the narrative of like that America is this, you know, hellhole, or it's just unfair. This is not like, I get it. Life isn't fair. No place is gonna be 100% fair or anything like that. But we do have to take it into account the amazing things and the amazing opportunities that America does provide for us. Like, I always say, like, this podcast, the opportunity to do this podcast, like, I wouldn't be able to do this anywhere else.
Yeah, like you can speak your mind and have opinions.
Speak as freely as and this wouldn't be a thing in many other places. It's definitely a privilege, and I don't take it for granted. And I really want to use this platform and my energy and my attention just to try to shift that narrative, and just to be like, life in America is amazing. This is the best country that ever existed, and this is the best generation of this country. And it just has to. I think a lot of people can understand that. I think whenever you bring that up, and you point out all the little things, like, bro, like music, like this, the culture of America is just beautiful and diverse, and there's so many different aspects of it that is beautiful, and I want to shed light on, like, just art in any different medium, nature,
like food. Like, how cool is it that you can just go to a fucking Vietnamese restaurant and have pho if you want?
Amazing.
I think I appreciate being an American. It's super cool to just not have to not be censored, to just like be able to speak my mind, and to be able to hear other people's opinions and how they view shit. It's really cool that we have the opportunity to do that. Yeah. So,
and when you think about it, like China and America, they're two opposite sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Of governance of people. They don't let their people really do anything that they don't like set up for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you have like a job from the get-go.
Or even like kids, how I don't know if you've seen, but like, they don't let their kids like play video games during the week, or. Yeah,
I mean, that can be, sometimes I think that can be a good thing.
For sure. That's what I'm,
I mean, because they do have a lot of smart people
and
coming out of that
that's
country.
That's what I'm getting at. Like the two separate sides of the spectrum, it's like the argument of like, which is better, because like you're saying, there are brilliant people that come out of China.
Yeah, there's cool things that they do, like not like preventing kids from playing video games during the week. I mean, I think that's dope. But they also have an issue where people will die at those cyber cafes because they don't get up for 4 days because they're playing Dota or whatever game they're playing. They literally die because they're not eating. They're just smoking cigarettes, chain smoking, and then they get up really quickly. And all the blood rushes to their limbs, and then they die. Yeah. So I get why they're preventing people from playing video games for so long, but I don't know. They also don't let kids on TikTok after like 8 p.m. or something.
Okay. Bro, this is an amazing segue. You've been a great guest. Seriously, you've been segueing into all of my topics without even knowing. I didn't even put you onto them before I put you on. So, no, seriously, this is great. I was meaning to talk to fucking TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. Because I love TikTok. TikTok is great. I was telling you earlier, like, I feel like seeing somebody's TikTok, seeing somebody's For You page is the best way to get to know them. Like, the algorithm is too precise. Yeah. It's too precise, and it's almost like an invasion of privacy, Like, if you were to, I know for me personally, I wouldn't want somebody just to unlock my phone and go through my For You page. I don't, like, there's some crazy shit on there that, it's very niche and,
Yeah, there's like stuff that like only my wife knows, and then I don't even talk to her about it. I don't even know, like, we'll be discussing something one day, and then 12 hours later I'm getting like a strangely personalized TikTok that's not an ad, that's just like day in the life of literally what I was just talking about the day before, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is what it is. It's very scary. I've deleted it 3 times,
really,
because it's a time suck. But now I've gotten a lot better at like not staying on it for
like
super long.
Yourself.
Yeah.
It is like a drug though, for like with TikTok.
Yeah, it's like something's going on in your brain.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
TikTok really has that. Vine did that with us back in the day. Yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. That was that was the originator. That had us hooked. The 6 seconds had our attention spans fucking like needing more. Wanting more. And this TikTok is just like that on steroids because of the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like, the algorithm is too precise and too specific, and it's amazing. It is an amazing technology.
It's also crazy that like people get famous and like have businesses because of like one TikTok that went viral. It's super sad. It's impressive, but also like, do we need the Island Boys? I don't think so. You know, it's kind of upsetting because I'm like, I do something creative and I'm like, how? Like, do I just need to like sell myself out and just, you know, wear a gold chain and act like I'm from another, you know, place in the world?
I think that me and you both know that the answer to that is yes. You know what I mean? Like, you could do that and it would work.
Do
you know
I
what
want
I mean?
to?
But
No.
do you want to? That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I'm
you know
trying
what
to like do it real.
Yeah,
Trying
exactly.
to do it the right way.
Yeah, the right way, exactly. But what I was going at with TikTok is, you know, I love TikTok. I loved it. You know, I loved with a D because it ends right now. The love ends right now because they had an update, right? And I don't know what the fuck happened. I updated it and I'm logged out of my account.
You can't get in?
I can't get in, but it also might be my fault because like I might have did it with another phone number.
Oh.
And yeah, but fuck that. Like, it's their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I was on their side. I love TikTok. I was always, you know, hear a lot of shit like you're saying about, you know, China doesn't use it for their kids, you know, but I was like, nah, bro, fuck that, bro. TikTok's the best. TikTok's the shit. I love TikTok. But
So you're a TikTok stan.
I really was, for real, because I loved it, you know, but now, fuck that. It's literally a propaganda weapon for our youth. It's literally.
You heard it here first, folks.
Think about it, right?
I mean, no. Yeah, let me explain this to you. Yeah. No, I mean, it's very strange.
Well, I mean, just like you're saying, you know, they don't let their kids use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of a red flag right there. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, there's a lot of differences between us and them still, but
I don't want to sound crazy, but like, I think China's spying on people and just like getting data that.
Wait, what?
Huh?
For real?
I think they're really just gathering data from all these idiots.
Where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this information from, Edward?
Alex Jones. Oh, no, dude. I just think, you know, I think that.
And then coming from the roof.
I think, you know, TikTok is a cool thing. I mean, I love how ignorant TikTok can be.
Yeah,
I know I've sent you TikToks of like, you know, I don't know, dude. Like all these like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith memes and shit are just so funny, and it's like I appreciate that I live in a place where that can happen. So going back to like the United States, like you know, if we did that with like Xi Jinping or whatever his name is, like, you know, we might be dead tomorrow.
Yeah,
if we lived in China. I made a meme about him.
Definitely. Anything slanderous.
I mean, he looks like a Winnie the Pooh, so it's all good. Come at me, bro.
Come at him.
I'm not scared. I'm really not. I mean, I'm.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, I'm not fucking scared neither. Fuck that, man. I'm ready to go. Fuck that.
China, dude.
Nah, straight up, bro. Like we're like.
This is probably made in China.
Nah, all of this stuff was definitely made in China. But
I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, China. But fuck that, bro. Like. Nah, you know, well, I mean, you know about Korea, right? You know about North Korea. You've seen the interview, right?
What? What's Korea?
North Korea?
Oh, yeah. The place that's not real.
Yeah, right? It basically might as well not be real.
It's all fake. Yeah, the buildings are fake.
Well, it's like, it's a whole, like, concentration country. Mm-hmm. It's crazy as fuck. Like, well, you know, in China, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And basically, you know, it does suck. It really does suck. Especially whenever you have, you know, people claiming that, you know, they really stand for, you know, like human rights, or they you know, that they want to preserve human life and you know, because right now as we're talking, there's a Holocaust going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the world is just turning a blind eye to it because of that money and because of the greed. And you know, fucking, like, I mean, I don't think they're gonna listen to this shit. I'm too small right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I think that, I mean, it's just, nobody would win that war. That's what we're talking about with Russia as well. You know, talking about World War III. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like all these different superpowers. Like nobody's gonna win that war.
No, right? I think we might reset. I think if we all decided to blow each other up, we'd be using stone tools again. Yeah, no, everything. Nobody would win. We would zero out. Yeah, pretty much. Nobody. I don't think anybody. Nobody wants to do that. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to kill each other. I mean, I don't think that's what it's all about. I just wish, you know, I wish we never got involved with all these other countries. You know, not in like a bad way, but like, you know, trading shit and doing this, embargoes. We don't have too many like real resources here in America. You know, like we just Elon Musk figure it out. But see, that's the thing. Like he's from South Africa, so it's like, you know. See, we just segue. We're gonna go on to that next, but yeah, like it's just
I mean, there's a lot of issues right now. You know, I don't know if you've heard, you know, like the 1619 project. I don't know if you've heard
No.
of that. You know,
I don't
okay.
know
Well,
what
that's
that
like a
is.
big like initiative right now in like democratic spaces, I guess you would say. But the 1619 project basically is saying that America wasn't founded in 1776, but that it was originally founded in 1619, whenever the first black slave was brought over from the North Atlantic slave trade.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, America was founded? Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean, like independence and all
Yeah,
that?
exactly. Like, you know, like signing the independence on 1776, like
Why would they get that number wrong?
they said, well, because that's whenever America was already fully, you know, in business.
Oh, established.
And,
Like,
yeah,
we were established
exactly.
in 1776.
Yeah, exactly.
But in 1690,
1619, that's whenever the first slave touched American soil, yeah, from the North Atlantic slave trade. Basically, what they're saying is that, you know, America was founded on the backs of slaves.
it was.
And exactly, that's not
it
that's
sucks.
not arguable. That's not a
That's
nobody.
a
That's not up
fact,
for debate. That's a
unfortunately.
fact. Exactly. Yeah. And nobody would debate that. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But basically they're taking that, they're using, and they're saying that, you know, it was built on the back of slavery, and basically, so with that means that all institutions in America are founded in institutional racism. And, you know, of course there's things, you know, like redlining, there's obvious like actual institutional racism that we can talk about and we can point to and shit like that, and that makes sense, you know. And I'm not saying that that idea is wrong at all, but I'm just saying because it's kind of like it's inflammatory, you know, like saying that fuck this, like, you know, America is, you know, racist, this and that. Like, okay, America is what it is, and it was what it was, and there's nothing we could do about it now, you know, but we can make it into an amazing, wonderful place if we can just put these things aside and be like, okay, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, this is America now.
Yeah.
And we only have the future to build on.
Yeah, I wish, you know, I don't get racism at all. Like, I grew up, you know, thankfully in like a really diverse, I went to high school in like a primarily white area, but like the students there, it was very diverse, and, you know, there's a lot of cultures and lots of different people, and I don't know, I'm super grateful to like have conversations with those, you know, people from different cultures, and like that's the coolest thing about America is like it's a melting pot, truly.
Yeah.
And, you know, my wife's from Trinidad.
Yeah.
You know, I would have never met her if her parents didn't decide to like come to America and then, you know, start a new life, which is super scary.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
You know, and so that's super cool that, you know, I can meet someone who's not from here. So yeah, I mean, I really don't understand why people hate black people, or like why people hate Asian people, or, you know, I don't get it. I truly don't. Because I don't feel that way personally. I've never felt, you know,
I feel like it might
towards,
be a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like it might be different for us as minorities, like as Hispanics.
guess,
You know what I mean? Like, because we are I mean, I've never really felt, if anything, I can honestly say I felt like more of a white privilege than a like discriminatory, you know, type of feeling, because I don't know, like my interactions with cops, like not trying to be funny in any way, you know, but it's just like, for like my interactions with cops, I just feel like I'm, you know, I don't look, you know, like a, but you know, and and you know, I don't know, I just feel like it might be a little bit different, because, you know, like they talk about, like, you know, racial identities in America.
Yeah.
And I've just heard, you know, I think they talked about this on Flagrant 2 from, well, Akash, he said something like this, that, like, you know, in America there's racial identities, and, you know, like basically it's like black and white that you know, identify with, and everybody else basically has to like pick a side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not really like the Mexican identity that we can just like be, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're either like ghetto, or we're, you know, not as ghetto, or, you know what I'm saying, like that difference of that black and white identity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean,
I grew up down south towards, you know, Galveston, and I grew up with the different people, and then you grew up on the north side, so you know, it's definitely two different types of cultures, but like I don't feel like weirded out to go and like see you guys or visit. No. It's not like a weird thing. So I mean, like I said, like I get it and I respect that, like people are raised differently, and that's just how it is, and, you know, things happen, and that's just how it's gonna be. But still, like, I don't judge anyone. It's like, oh, they're ghetto. It's like, no, not really. It's just, that's just their way of life.
Yeah.
And just respect it.
Yeah, I would never, I don't know, I let go of the, like, judging thing for, like, in high school, like, I just don't. I don't know. I would never judge anybody for living life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because life's not easy. You know.
Yeah, life can be hard.
Life can be very hard, and especially, you know, it's really all about, you know, they talk about that nature and nurture thing. You know what I'm saying? Like where you come from and what you're raised with. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody has the same tools or the same amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like or you know that their parents don't have those same amount of knowledge to teach them. You know, and you know that's just what it is, you know, like, and but I think that eventually as you grow and as you get older, as you go into the world on your own, you know, you definitely feel those barriers definitely start to fade away.
Yeah,
you know,
for
because
sure.
you have to work with you know, people. You have to work with you just have to work with people to be able, if you really want to get anything, you have to work with people, and you have to learn how to interact with people in a positive way. You know, and I just think eventually, you know, those things all fade away, and once you start really like just thinking for yourself, because, you know, I feel like a lot of those things, you know, racism is definitely like a learned behavior, not like a thing that you're born with, you know.
Because like I said, I never learned that.
Yeah, and you know, discrimination is like a learned thing, you know, like you hear somebody talk badly about somebody and you're like, oh, okay, like I identify with that, you know, but I don't know, it's just.
I mean, there's always going to be bad people. It doesn't matter who you are. There's always going to be good people and there's going to be bad people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just all about how you perceive that, and just gotta, like I said, see where they're coming from. You know, unless you're a Karen.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah,
that's like fucking relax. All right.
That's just crazy. Like I don't know. I just have so much. You know, I love life, and I mean, it's just you know, not. You can't force somebody to make. You'll never be able to make somebody understand what you understand. You know.
Yeah, I think I heard something from somewhere, like the worst thing that's ever happened to you has only happened to you. Like, you know, what you've experienced, as bad as it may feel for you, it's not going to be the same way that I've experienced the worst thing in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody experiences it in relative ways
like,
to them.
I could stub my toe today and be like, this is the worst feeling in my life. But you could have already stubbed your toe and you've had a worse experience, you know, already. Yeah. So it's, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's just, man, I don't know. I love people, and I don't know. That's another thing I want to do with this podcast, really. You know, just I feel like during this time of COVID, and, you know, just political parties really trying to pander to people. That's fucking alliteration for your ass, nigga. You know, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's really divisive. A lot of things in the media right now are divisive, and that's one thing I hate about media and journalism, because, like me, I've grown up and I've always wanted to do something in journalism and things like that, you know, and just to see where it's at today, and, you know, just to see the mainstream media, like how it's twisting things, and that's literally, I feel like that's criminal, because it's literally like changing reality, you know, shifting reality to suit your party's needs, you know, and that's fucked up, because there's people, you know, that don't do the research, that don't really, like I'm saying, you know, there's a lot of people that don't keep up with this shit, you know, and don't really know.
Yeah, because they're working all day and then they sit down for the 9 o'clock news.
Yeah.
And that's their news.
Yeah, exactly.
And it depends on which network you're watching.
Exactly, 100%.
And that's gonna completely, you know, rely on
change the story for you, you know.
So like that's what's feeding you.
Yeah. So for me, what I want to do is I just want to remind people that, you know, we have a lot more in common than we do that's different from each other. You know, we have the same amount of morals. You know, like we all want our families to be healthy and happy. You know, we all want to have things, to own things, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, there's just simple things that it seems very simple, you know, but it's also not at the same time, because you have to have patience with people, and nothing's going to change overnight, you know. It's just that I think that over time, though, I want to just try to shift the frequency of you know, this generation coming up to not be, you know, just not be like spiteful, or not to be, you know, or entitled, feel like they're entitled to anything, you know, just appreciate life for what it is, and live life. Like, man, once you really can appreciate life, like once you can start looking at the beauty and everything, life becomes so much more beautiful, because you can just be in any moment, you know what I'm saying? In any moment you could just take a deep breath and be like, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like literally just right here is amazing. Just the being able to be alive and do whatever the fuck I want to do in this moment is amazing. Yeah. You know, and yeah, that's what I want to do. I feel like as a journalist, that's my obligation to see the news, see the information, and disseminate it in like the most truthful way that I can, even if it's not something that I would agree with.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just me. But anyways, I wanted to talk about Elon Musk again because this shit's going crazy.
Oh, with Twitter? Like him buying it?
Yeah. Well,
or offering?
The last update on the last episode, we talked about it, and I said that he was on the board because he was I think he was like meeting with people on the board, and he was about to be. But since then, they have taken him off the board, right? Have you heard about that?
No. I honestly, I'm just waiting for him to buy it.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's doing now. They took
him. Sent in an offer today.
Yeah. He
cash offer.
Yeah. So he wanted to be on the board, right, to try to affect change in there. And basically, what I heard was that they were basically telling him to like fall in line, you know, like shape up. And he was like, "No, I'm not going to." And he withdrew.
Yeah.
And he still has his share though, his 9%, and he made them a cash offer, like 40 something billion.
Yeah, some crazy number.
42 billion or something like that, and basically he's like checkmating their asses right now. It's fucking amazing what the fuck is happening. Seriously, like, yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I have a weird feeling that in the last 10 years, we've swapped like universes with another parallel universe. There's just so much crazy stuff happening in the last couple of years.
Do you know that that's like a real actual like theory?
Yeah, I know. I've heard that. I don't know what it's called, but I just feel honestly.
I know what it's called.
Like, let me know.
It's called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You ever watch that movie?
Yeah, that's like really good. The animated one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best one.
It's a really good one. It's a really good movie. I really like that one. But it's pretty fucking crazy. I mean, you know, it's just they do this shit so they could tell. They put this shit in movies like this so that conspiracy theorists like me can go on a fucking podcast like this and they can be like, "Oh, you're stupid. You're fucking looking too far into this fucking children's movie. This is a kids movie." But no, they literally had the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah. Like that's what that was. Like, and okay, so the Large Hadron Collider. There's a company right now named CERN in Switzerland, and the fact that it's in fucking Switzerland, because Switzerland's like a it's like a neutral territory. Like there's no laws. Like we can't, like they don't abide by our laws. They don't really abide by anyone's laws, but
they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're a neutral zone, and so basically whatever the fuck happens over there can just fucking happen. So they have their
No, it's just funny that they can do that.
Yeah.
They're making a black hole.
Yes, exactly. That's if you watch the movie, like the Spider-Man movie, like that's literally what they're like they show you they're making black holes, and what they say that they're trying to do is they're making black holes to try to create rifts in reality so that they can jump to like another dimension or another reality, another world.
Stop
and take
doing
resources.
That, please. Take resources.
Yeah, like
it's all about money, dude.
Yeah, it's all about money, dude. Yeah, deadass.
Have you seen Don't Look Up?
Yeah, I have. That's a good one.
So crazy.
But hold on, because this is real shit. Like, and you know the Mandela effect. You know the Mandela effect, right? Mm-hmm. So that lines up with this theory as well, because 2012, whatever the fuck. Well, CERN was created in 2012.
Yeah.
And their first mission was like in 2012, whenever they actually collided particles together to make black holes,
or black matter, right? Or dark matter.
Dark matter. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's whenever they first did it, and since then, that's whenever the Mandela effect comes on, and there's countless of people that say that they swear that they're not from this timeline, that the timelines might have shifted, and it's just fucking crazy because there's like
right now, for example, I posted this on my Instagram. There's an 80-mile wide comet or meteor heading towards Earth, but it happens multiple times a year.
Yeah.
So I'm not so surprised that this is happening. Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude, things can just end like that. So I think I don't know, man. I honestly feel that way. Like I feel like we swapped timelines.
Yeah.
Because things are different.
Yeah.
And I feel like things are different. I feel like I woke up one day and I was just like, why is Logan Paul wearing a fucking Charizard or whatever Pokemon card around his neck and it's worth $39 million or however much it is? That shouldn't be normal. That's not normal. I don't like that. I hate it.
Yeah.
I like feel like I'm in a fucking nightmare. Like I want to just wake up from this stupid reality. And I mean, like, hey, do your thing. You're rich. You can do that.
Yeah.
You know, more to you, more power to you. Stop, please.
So you just feel like the ridiculousness of reality right now is like too much to really comprehend.
Episode of Punk'd.
Or on fucking Black Mirror.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
It's insane. It's crazy.
No, it is insane, and I don't know, man. I mean, there's just things that line up like that, and I don't. But it's like at the same time, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? What the fuck can we do about it?
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I guess I'm just gonna
could raise awareness, but like by doing, I don't know, bro. Like
I think I'm just gonna do what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Just live your life, and like support China, buy things from China.
Yeah, I mean,
let them know that you're a good.
I love
a comrade.
I love TikTok.
Yeah, no, I do too. I really do. It's just there's a lot of things that like there's real issues that are going on.
I mean, like
in the world.
phone that you're using right now.
Yeah.
Like a little Asian child grabbed minerals and stuff for that phone to exist.
A little child in Taiwan.
Sure.
No, for real. In Taiwan.
Well, they're rare earth minerals.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The amount of blood, literal blood that goes into making iPhones is super sad.
Yeah, when you think about it.
I wish there was an alternative to it.
Yeah.
But it's like the ecosystem.
And capitalism, period. In capitalist society, you can't pay somebody what they're worth, to just there's no profit that you could be made. But,
yeah, exactly.
But and in a capitalist society, there has to be people at the low end, at the very bottom for people with nothing, for people to be at the top, for them to be, the 1% to have everything.
Right.
Like that's how the system works, and it's it's flawed, it's ugly, but it's also made the most millionaires in history.
I just think it's crazy the amount of wealth in Houston. It's very surprising. A couple weeks ago, I shot a estate in River Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
It was 17,000 square feet. It had like 9 bedrooms. That doesn't include the maid quarters on the left wing of the house. Oh, that doesn't include the outdoor dining area and the outdoor condo that's in the backyard. It's so crazy. It's $17 million in River Oaks, and it's like on private property. I had to log in like with the guard to go up just to shoot the house. And it's insane, like what money can buy. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. Well, it's just insane. Like, I don't know. I just think about money as like your just ability to do what you want.
Fun coupons.
Fun coupons, right? What is that? Fun fucking Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Like what I call these?
Fun coupons.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude, money comes and goes. I think, honestly, it's gonna always come and it's always going.
Yeah.
I always got bills.
Sure.
There's always something going on. I want to get to a point where I don't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that I do already. But like, I'm not like concerned or anything.
Yeah.
Money is always weird.
Yeah.
But like, I don't worry about it because it's like, you're just gonna get it. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Especially, you're a smart guy. You're bound to earn your keep.
Yeah.
You've done it. You've proven yourself to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the same way. I'm not like a fucking millionaire, but it's cool to earn money and save it and then spend it on things you like. And, that's why I'm going on vacation.
That's the pursuit of happiness, right? Like that's the American dream, just to nobody can tell you what to do, like nobody can tell you what to do with your money.
If I want to buy Pokemon cards all day and fucking open them on TikTok Live, I can do that.
Hell yeah, bro. But I think we might be running out of time.
Whoopsies.
Yeah.
I mean, we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I'm sorry, man. This was a great conversation. I'm really glad that you came. Do you have anything that you're working on, or that you want to maybe shout out? Or?
I don't have anything crazy going on, but I mean, you can follow my Instagram.
Yeah,
you can just tag it and
got
just see kind of like what I'm working on. That's really it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to promote anything.
Yeah,
I was excited to see you working on this podcast, and 100%. I wanted to get on it and just talk.
100%. This podcast really isn't about like promo or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to. I mean, whatever happens. Of course, it's not saying that it's anti-promo. Of course, like it's a meeting of two energies, whatever. But you know, it's really just about, you know, like I said, just showing that, you know, we have a lot more in common than we do that's different, you know.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And, you know, just trying to shed light on beautiful things in America and modern day time. I had a great time, man. Seriously, thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
You go ahead and say bye to the audience.
Peace out, world. Catch me on the next one.
Word. That was great, bro.